Start in a California research lab in the 1970s, looking at a glowing screen in a dark room. You are looking at the location of the greatest technology giveaway in history. Look at this screen, displaying the office system of tomorrow. Xerox engineers built the interface you use right now. The windows, the cursor, the click. They had a massive head start, and then they handed the entire personal computer industry to a 20-something in sandals, for free, because they decided this technology was effectively a paperweight. In 1985, a management professor named Peter Drucker looked at this exact scenario and realized something important. Xerox wasn't stupid. Their failure to see the value sitting right in front of them was a highly predictable result of how large organizations operate. You can avoid doing the exact same thing by changing your approach. Innovation is not a lightning strike you wait for. It is a scheduled search you perform. Today, we are going to build a concrete innovation search routine, moving away from hoping for a genius idea and replacing it with a mechanical, regular procedure is the only reliable way to ensure you don't give away the future. Look at your modern workflow. The real enemy of a new idea is inertia. Every hour and every dollar you have is already committed to defending the product that currently pays the bills. That feels responsible, right up until someone else eats your market. To fix this, solve it with plumbing. Open your calendar. Place an innovation report next to regular revenue meetings. Next, create a distinct reporting line for new ventures, connected directly to a senior executive. Finally, use a different scorecard. Judge new projects strictly on pilot data, not mature product margins. Structurally isolating these new ideas is the only way to prevent them from being mathematically choked out by your core business. Now that the structure is in place, we move to the audit. Opportunities cluster in 7 specific hunting grounds. We will start by closely examining the internal data you already own. Hunting ground number 1 is unexpected success. Companies frequently bury these numbers because a product doing well in an unintended market contradicts how leadership views the brand. Number 2 is unexpected failure. When a well-researched, perfectly executed launch totally flops, you get a free diagnostic X-ray. It exposes a deeply held assumption about your customer base that simply isn't true. Number 3 is incongruity. This is the gap between what leadership assumes they sell and what the frontline sales teams know that customers actually need from the product. Number 4 is the missing link. Look for an organizational bottleneck or a clunky workaround in your process that the entire industry accepts as folklore. Take these 4 internal categories: unexpected success, unexpected failure, incongruity, and the missing link, and set them up as the first 4 columns of your tracking document. Start logging your anomalies here. Internal anomalies are highly profitable to fix. They reveal the raw truth about your market before competitors even notice a shift. Next, we expand the scope outward. Massive opportunities hide in broad external shifts. Look at this rigid assembly line. When the basic shape of an industry changes, established giants are usually too slow to move. This brings us to hunting ground number 5, market shifts. Watch for rapid, sustained industry growth. That is the reliable telltale sign of an impending market reorganization. Number 6 is demographics. This is the most reliable metric for predicting future spending, entirely because the aging customers of tomorrow have already been born. You aren't forecasting, you are just reading. Number 7 is perception. Sometimes, objective facts improve while public feeling gets worse. That gap between reality and sentiment regularly spawns entire new economies. There is one final category, and it requires a strict warning: pure invention. Trying to create brand new knowledge from scratch has the highest failure rate and the longest lead time of any strategy. Systematically tracking external shifts lets you safely build a business on a wave that is already forming, rather than trying to invent the water yourself. Spotting the opportunity is only half the job. Securing it requires a specific entry strategy, so your new venture actually survives. Look at this early Mac screen displaying a simple hello. This is the outfox strategy. Apple took Xerox's ignored interface, realized it belonged on a kitchen table instead of a corporate desk, and sold it to the wider public market. Take a look at this side profile of a Pullman sleeping car. This is the niche strategy. By becoming an indispensable piece of a much larger process, they made it far too expensive for competitors to challenge them. Once you are established, you have to monitor 4 specific post-success killers: losing sight of who your actual market is, maintaining weak cash flow controls, delaying the build-out of a management team, and letting the founder's ego dictate operations. If you fail to proactively monitor those 4 elements, you guarantee that your successful innovation will ultimately destroy the very company that launched it. You now have 2 concrete assets: a protected reporting structure on your calendar and a 7-point audit checklist. Innovation is no longer an abstract philosophy, and it certainly isn't a hope for sudden genius. It is a scheduled, trackable procedure. But building the structure is useless if it sits idle. You have to actively review this new data. Take your 7-point sheet to your very next team meeting. Pick just one of those hunting grounds, check the data, and see what unexamined opportunity you uncover.